I just ripped my earring out of my ear accidentally. That is never a fun thing to have happen to you. I have my book, which I am just about to start. I wanted to ask you guys, how do you pronounce the title of this book? Because I may be saying it wrong. I don't know, but I'm just gonna say Caravel. This reminds me of how people say caramel or caramel. I don't know why it reminds me of that, but it does. I say caramel. A lot of my friends say caramel, but I hate it when people say caramel. No offense if you say caramel, but every time I hear somebody say caramel, I just, ugh. My mother is English, so she says some words very differently than how a lot of my friends say certain words. A lot of certain words, I say it how she says them, because that's just how, you know, growing up, that's how I heard the words. Anyway, let me know, do you say caraval or caraval? Caraval does not sound nice to me, but watch that be actually how you say it, and I'm dissing the way that you say it, but you know, I'm just gonna stick to Caraval.
Brightness.
Film the sunset. Film the sunset. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Is it in focus?
I don't know.
Oh my god. Is it in focus, sir?
I don't know what the hell it's in. It's a sun. It's gonna be bright.
No, like look at the screen. Does it look like it's focused?
Yeah, it's kind of.
Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. I am in awe. That's so beautiful. Where am I going? I'm going the wrong way.
Doesn't really matter.
Okay, I'm like disoriented because I just went on a run. Oh my god, Sex, he's gonna get sick. He's eating so many of those. Time to go to the doggy park. We're so excited. We're so excited. Yay, time to make friends. Some doggy friends.
Ooh, Harry's leash. Come out here so you can hold Pluto.
Okay. Calm down. I know you're excited. Calm down. Wait, Harry's stuck. He wants to come out, but he can't. Oh my god. My dogs are psychotic. Like normal dogs, stand there. Or they walk patiently by their owners. My dogs choke themselves on their leashes. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm gonna fall. Pluto! Pluto, Harry! Oh, and Pluto's the black and white one, and Harry is the brown and white one. By the way, that's my brother. He doesn't like to be on camera. I am speechless. Where do I even begin? Caraval? I'm almost done. My mind is blown by this book. My Goodreads updates have been insane. I've just been spamming everyone. There was a part of this book where my heart was seriously just about to fly right out of my chest. Like the first half of it is just like, oh, like so beautiful, and you feel like you're just frolicking through this kind of dark but beautiful magical world, and it sucks you in, and then stuff happens. I feel like my hair is doing crazy things right now. My hair is really reflecting how I feel right now. Wouldn't it be funny if people's hair changed to reflect their emotions? My hair would be like out to here all the time. I would look like Hermione Granger. Okay, it's time to tell you guys a story. I have been avoiding like sitting down with my camera and telling this story, and it sounds so weird because this is something that is one of the most amazing moments of my life. Every time I tell this story, which to be fair, I've only told it twice, I honestly relive the experience and I feel all of the nerves again. Okay, I gotta put my tea down for this. All right, there's gonna be a lot of like arm flailing, so probably not a good idea. This is me really the most what's the word, touched by something. Like, this is the essence of a fangirl that has experienced the thing. Like, every fangirl has the big thing that if it happened, it would just rattle their entire world. Yeah, I had the thing. I did the thing. I don't even care how embarrassing I come across, because for me, this is a dream that I had starting when I was 9 years old. That's when I first started reading Harry Potter. That's when I first got the book. Since then, since the first movie came out and I read the book, that's when I like made the decision that I wanted this to happen. If you're a Harry Potter fan, you know, all of us, like, we all dream of meeting a cast member or J.K. Rowling herself, which, oh my god, don't even get me started on that. I don't know what I would do. We all like dream of meeting them because we grew up with them. And then I realized that as soon as I had the opportunity, I was like, oh shoot, I didn't think this was actually going to happen, and I feel so unprepared. I just realized that some of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. If you follow me on Instagram, then you've seen the pictures I've been posting. So basically, if you have been following my channel for a while, then you may know that when I was younger, I was obsessed with Draco Malfoy. My friend and I would write fan fiction about him, and not like the creepy kind. Our fan fiction actually got pretty popular. Honestly, it was like 100,000 words or something. I'm not even kidding. Like, it was a full-on novel. We were dedicated. We took it very seriously. I have a poster of Draco on my wall still that my brother drew a green mustache on, but it's been there forever. I'm never gonna take it down. I have another Harry Potter poster over there that has him on it. I'm a Draco Malfoy fangirl, always have been, always will be. Obviously, I love Tom Felton. My friend and I made a goal when we were younger that we would meet Tom Felton. Our biggest goal was that together we would meet him. The other day, I met Tom Felton. Honestly, I don't really believe that it happened. It happened, but then afterwards I was like, no. I'm going to tell you guys every single detail of what happened. I won't leave out one detail. I'm going to tell you guys the whole story, every little itty bit. So get cozy, grab yourself a cup of tea. This might be kind of long. My brother wanted to go to Comic-Con with his friend. He looked at the guest list, and like last minute they had added him to the guest list, and he was going to be one of the celebrities there. So my brother raced into my room and told me, oh my god, like, Tom Felton's gonna be at Comic-Con. And I just looked at him and I was like, what? I called my friend, and it took me like 20 minutes to actually tell her why I was so riled up. She was like, what's wrong? And I couldn't form the words. So bought the tickets, went to Comic-Con, and I almost didn't go. I was so excited that I almost didn't even go. I stood in line for forever to meet him. He was late to show up to the autograph table, and everybody gets to kind of like pick one of they have all these pictures laid out on the table where he sits and signs that you can just take, and you can choose what you want him to sign. I was not about to do that, so I decided that I wanted him to sign my book, and I thought it just would have been really special for him to sign my childhood copy. That's when this whole thing began, and I just thought it was really fitting. So finally he shows up. And I know he shows up because all of a sudden the entire crowd starts screaming and is like, woo! Do you want to see what I looked like? I looked like this. I looked completely unamused, and I probably looked so bored just standing there like this, because I was so shocked and frozen on the inside that my face couldn't move. So I just looked like this incredibly unamused, silent person who just like didn't want to be there, when actually I was probably freaking out more than anybody standing around me. He comes like racing, running towards us, like running, and he has his guitar, which is like a really cool guitar, slung over his shoulder. And he runs past the crowd, and he's like, has his hands out, and he's grinning, and he's like, high five, high five, high five, high five. And he's high-fiving everybody. And I'm just standing there staring like a stupid person. I couldn't do anything because I was so shocked. I was just looking at him like, that's Tom Felton. That's Draco Malfoy. Like, I have watched you my whole life. I like couldn't figure out what I wanted to say to him. It's pretty fast, you know, he just signs and then you move on, and I felt like, no, I want to communicate to him
the importance of this for me. There's the part like in front of the tables where he is giving the autographs, and there's this girl who has Post-its in her hand. But as soon as I get up to her, I'm just silent, like, and then she looks at me and she's like, all right, what's your name? And I was like, what? What's your name? Oh, Sophie. And then she was like, okay, and what do you want Tom to write? And she's like getting ready to write on the Post-it. So basically what happens, I guess, is like people request what they want him to autograph. The person writes it on the Post-it, gives Tom the Post-it. I didn't know that was going to happen. She was like, oh, I know, this is very overwhelming. Like, she could see how much I was freaking out. So far, the Post-it just had my name on it, Sophie. And I looked at the Post-it and I was just like, nothing. And she was like, oh, okay. But the reason why I did that was A, there was just nothing that I really wanted him to write, and B, I just felt like it would be way more authentic for him to just, I don't know, write my name. It felt weird, like kind of weirdly fabricated and not real for me to come up with something for him to say. So then finally I get to the table and I'm almost there, and then as soon as I get to him, I'm one person like away from getting to him. All of a sudden he's like, oh, I'll be right back, like I need to take a minute break. And he gets up and he leaves. Keep in mind also, he's been signing for like an hour, and as soon as I get there, he gets up and leaves. He comes back and he sits down and he opens my book, and then I'm like, okay, all right, I'm gonna take advantage of this moment, because I watched how he interacted with all of the people, and with every person that he gave the autograph to, it was just kind of like, sign, go, like sign, go. And people would say things to him, but he'd be like, oh yeah, like very brief responses. I don't know what happened, you guys, but I got so lucky. You know when there's a person that you idolize, a public figure that you watch them talk and you see them, see what they're doing, and you just think, I would be really good friends with this person. I feel that way with YouTubers all the time. I just always felt like if I met him and we knew each other, we would be really good friends. So it just feels really good when you're right about that, and we got along really well. The fact that this actually ended up being like kind of what I thought, you know, our interaction would be like, blew my mind. He ended up taking extra time to talk to me. He had a conversation with me. He didn't do that with anybody else, and I'm like so hardcore bragging right now, but you know what? Like I need to brag right now. The other people in the line, I could tell, were getting kind of irritated, and it was supposed to be going by pretty quickly, but he was like talking to me and stuff. So I said, so this is my book from when I was little. It was my first ever copy. I was 9 years old when I got it, and it means a lot to me, and I would really, really love for you to be the one to sign it. And I just want you to know that when I was little, and around the time that I read the first book, my friend and I, when we were little, we made a vow that we would one day meet you when we got older. My friend isn't able to be here today, but I just wanted you to know how much this means to us and how much it means to me. He started smiling and he looked like he was, I don't know how to explain it, but like he looked like he fully soaked in the meaning of what I was saying, and I felt really satisfied with that. Like I felt like he understood. He really appreciated it. Like I could see that on his face. Yeah, we like talked for a little bit. He asked me about my friend and asked me and joked, does she know that you're here without her? And I was like, yes, she does. And we kind of like joked a little bit about that, and then I was like, but it's okay because we're going to be together in the future and come and see you together. And he was like, yeah, you have to, and he was all like jazzed about it. And he made jokes about my copy of the Sorcerer's Stone because he was like, wow, this is a really beaten up book. I can tell that you really loved this book. And I was like, oh yeah, like this is a very old book. This is the original. I've had this since I was really little. And he just talked to me a little bit about like Harry Potter, and we just had small talk for a while, and it was absolutely insane. Not only did we end up having like a little conversation, but then he tells me that I am a gem, which I thought was really sweet. He was like, you are a gem, and he ended up writing that in my book. And so remember how I said that I didn't write a message for him to write in my book, I just put my name? So he went ahead and came up with his own message to write for me, which I thought was really sweet because he didn't have to, because that's what the whole point of the Post-its are. People write the message that they want him to write. But he went ahead and wrote his own thing, like just because he wanted to. So I'll show you guys. This is the Post-it that has just my name, Sophie, on it. And then this is what he wrote. He said, to Sophie, you are a gem. Like,
he said. And then under that he said, and a filthy muggle. I'm not a muggle, so I find that very offensive. Thank you very much. So then I was like, I have a little bit of a weird request for you. And he was like, oh yeah, like anything, just lay it on me. I was like, could Draco Malfoy also sign the next page? And he was like, I don't know if Draco Malfoy has a signature. And I was like, well, he does. Sabrina, stop. Stop it, Sabrina. And he was like, okay. So he did it on the next page, on the table of contents, and it looks like that. I would say that that's pretty accurate. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, no, like that's not real, because it's proof, it's evidence that it actually happened, and I still don't believe that it happened, because it was like it was a fantasy, like it wasn't real. Just the way it happened, the way it went down, it was just too perfect. So then he grabs my phone, jumps out of his chair all excited, and he's like, all right, let's take pictures. He didn't take one selfie. He took 5 billion selfies of us. He was like holding the phone up and he kept like moving around like here, 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 here. And it was so funny, and I was just laughing. Everybody else in the line was looking at us like, what the heck? And I made sure to tell him that at the end. I was like, I just want you to know how much this means to me, and I'm so happy that I got to meet you. It was so nice. He was like, it was so nice meeting you, like have a great day. And then we said goodbye and I left, and I literally went and had an emotional breakdown to my mom. It's like a part of my childhood was truly fulfilled. That's pretty much every detail. So yeah, I'm just so happy. Like I just couldn't be happier. My biggest fear was that I would just be this person that's just there, gone, out, like done, you know, but that it was the opposite of that. And the fact that he complimented me and actually took the time to be so kind and genuine with me meant so much. It was just so amazing. Amazing. I can't open my eyes. I woke up really early this morning and rolled out of bed, and I went to a coffee shop and did my homework all day. Usually I'm not this tired from doing homework, but today I'm seriously a zombie right now. So my family does this thing where they buy bananas and then they don't eat them. Like, okay, why did you buy them? I am convinced that they just keep buying bananas and not eating them so that I can make them banana bread. Family, I'm on to you. Yeah, let's get on to this. I'm going to be walking you guys through the process of making some banana bread as I talk to you guys about books. Please excuse like how I am right now. I'm so out of it. I feel like I'm in a cloud. So step 1, you peel the banana. Then you mash them all up and you put them in a bowl. Wait, I just realized I haven't been using a recipe. I don't need a recipe. Wait, never mind, I got a recipe. Highly recommend this book. 5 out of 5. Something just fell. My house is haunted. 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Honestly, I should be on a cooking show. You're gonna want some salt, you know, to add some like zing. Actually, I don't really think that's what the salt does. You're gonna want half a teaspoon of baking soda. Oh, and by the way, this recipe is vegan because in case you didn't know, I am vegan. So if you're not vegan and you're thinking like, ew, that's gross, like that's gonna be weird. No, it's not. It's gonna be delicious. Usually I use pumpkin pie spice, which just has like all of the spices that you want in one bottle, but I can't find it. So we're just gonna do cinnamon. So don't be afraid, just kind of like go for it. Then you're going to want some brown sugar, half cup to be exact, but I just realized that I don't have any brown sugar. So I'm going to use some coconut sugar, regular sugar, a little bit of molasses, 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. By the way, have you ever tasted this stuff? Don't. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I always add chocolate to my banana bread because like, why not? I mean, it's not exactly very healthy anymore, but that wasn't really why I was making it in the first place. I like to just dump it. Don't worry, I already poured some of it out in a bowl, so it wasn't the whole bag, but I tricked you. So I forgot to tell you guys that I recently read a book called This Is Our Story. I forget the author's name, but I'll put like a picture somewhere.
and it was good. It was a crime murder mystery. I read it probably in a couple of hours. I just started a book called Hunted. Let me go get it. Hunted. I just shoved this book in my haul, and oh my gosh, it is so good so far. As soon as I put this in the oven, I am going to go sit down and read this book if I can, like if my eyes can actually stay open. So yeah, those are book updates. That's pretty much what's going on right now in the bookish world for me. So I think what I might do is take some pretty pictures and then maybe just sit outside and read. Everything is green and colorful and the flowers are blooming and it looks absolutely beautiful.